Welcome back to another episode of Hard
I am
Knocks,
Batman.
week
I am
13
Batman.
of the NFL. We've got Batman in the bottom, aka Chickster, who joins me every single week. Here on Hard Knocks, where we take a look at the NFL spreads. We pick them on spreads, see who's the better. Alex, how are we doing tonight?
I am okay.
Just okay?
Just okay. I'm losing my lead. I'm just Garrett, you kind of look Canadian, bro. Like the hair's going for you. Then you got like the kind of like the you got the facial hair to go with it. Like when you was like trying to fix all your stuff, it looked like I was like, oh, this dude looked like a hockey player. And then like
Dude, it's because of the hair. I'm telling you, it's because I got them locks of love.
well,
But
and
that's just
you got some gruff coming into it, and it's like it looks really hockey. Like Trey would say something about your shoulder hair too, but like
I'm just missing. I'm just if I was missing one of my front teeth, then I got the ensemble.
perfect. No, I'm
Although
okay.
the hair's going away tomorrow, so.
I'm cutting mine soon. It's gonna happen. It's getting too long. It's very poofy right now. So
My hair's driving me nuts. Every
yeah,
single day when I wake up, it's bad.
I'm like, how do y'all people do it? I have a little bit more appreciation for women and their long hair, and they're like, and especially when they get off my hair, I get that shit now because I'm like, oh,
Unbelievable. Chickster doesn't appreciate women.
that is just the craziest soundbite we could start out with. You know what? Cut it. Cut the tape. We gotta start.
We gotta have it. We gotta have that clip right there. Alex alluded to it. His lead is slowly dwindling away. We both had good weeks last week. I was one game up on him. I went 10-6 last week. Great week for me. Alex went 9-7. Also a respectable week. Very good week.
Enough.
Not good enough, unfortunately.
And if you ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby.
That does bring the season totals. Alex has crossed the 100-win threshold this year, so shout out Alex for being the first to do it. He's 101, 77, and 2. I am right on his heels at 99, 79, and 2.
Garrett, you are guaranteed to make the 100 mark next week, and I'm so excited.
Don't say that.
You are.
Alex, I want you to know if I go winless this week, I may quit the show. I might do it. I might quit the show. I may never do it again.
I feel like if either of us went winless, we would have to the other one would have to quit. Like we would have to quit. Like
there'd have to be some sort of punishment for it, like a finishing last in the fantasy league kind of thing. There'd have to be.
God, and those scare me. And you know what? They don't like. They scare me. I don't even finish last in my fantasy leagues usually. I might finish last in NBA fantasy. I'm horrible at that shit now, I guess.
Yeah.
And I know ball too. Like I feel like I know basketball, but I was looking at NBA fantasy. I'm like, why the fuck do I suck? Anyway, off topic. ADHD, undiagnosed. Let's get into it.
Our Thursday night matchup tomorrow night. Seattle traveling to Dallas. Excuse me. Plus 8.5. That's a massive line. Playing the Cowboys, who are one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. Dak Prescott likely in conversation for MVP with how he's playing, especially the last month or so. I know it's a stank face because I can't imagine Dak Prescott with an MVP on his mantle, but I mean the way he's playing right now, you gotta admit he's at least in the conversation. He may not deserve it, but he's in the conversation.
This is my problem with Cowboys fans, and me being in Texas, I'm around a lot of them. It's always like one side of the spectrum or the other. Like it's
no middle ground.
There's no middle ground. Like
that's fair.
I'm not gonna sit here and say Dak Prescott's an MVP. Like they haven't played this last month. They didn't play anyone that you're like, oh shit. Like they really like They don't get me wrong. Like, and I told you this I think earlier in the week, maybe last week, but I was like, no, the Cowboys are like one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. Deserved, some Super Bowl hype, whatever. However, we got to take it with some like grace. There's a grain of salt. Like they haven't played the hardest of teams, and I think actually I don't like this 8-point spread. I don't know what to make of the Seahawks because every time I feel like I bet on them, they fuck me. Every time I don't bet on them, they fuck me either way. So it's just like, Jesus Christ, I am not your bitch. You're not a pimp named Slickback. I don't know what to do with the Seahawks. With that being said, okay. So Pip named Slickback.
That's what I was singing. I was envisioning somebody doing the dance in my head.
I really want to learn how to do that, but I don't want to practice in front of people. And I just don't. Like, it feels embarrassing. Like, oh yeah, I really want to learn it. But hey, if I ever figure out how to do it, I might put some on the YouTube right quick.
I can imagine you busting that out at practice in front of the kids. They'd lose their mind.
Bro, my thing is like, if we're like doing really well, it's like, all right, I'm gonna learn it over Christmas break right there. We win the championship. I'm gonna bust that whole out. I'm not,
You gotta.
all over that. Like you gotta do
You got to do
one
you got to
more
do the
time.
dance around the championship trophy too.
Oh yeah, you got it. Well,
Electric.
we get like a little plaque. It's not.
You
It's
like
nothing great.
well still you gotta have somebody hold it up and you do the yeah.
Anyway, wow. You see how fast we like. This is why
It
sometimes we
happens,
can't work
bro. It
together.
happens.
But back to this. The Cowboys are facing, I think, not a test, but they're facing one of the more difficult teams that they've played recently. I'm going to take the Seahawks begrudgingly on points, and they might fuck me. They might, like, the Cowboys might be like, no, we're too hot, and we're gonna fucking steamroll the Seahawks. But I also might think they might come out a little flat because the Seahawks are not as easy as these other teams as they're playing. So it could go either way. But I told you this: the Seahawks either get blown out or the Seahawks win by like a little bit. That's literally how the game's gonna go.
There is no middle ground, and
No.
I think the reason why I'm going to take Dallas is because out of the two options that you just laid out, which I 100% agree with you, Dallas either blows them out or Seattle wins this game. I could see a scenario more likely that Dallas is going to blow them out versus Seattle going into Dallas and winning.
And I don't blame you. I just don't like Dallas.
But like I don't like this. I don't like this game from a betting perspective. I hate it.
Oh fuck!
I absolutely hate it. I can't stand it. We're going to the Sunday slate. First game on the docket is the Chargers -5.5 traveling to New England to play the Patriots. We don't know who's starting at quarterback for the Patriots. It looks like Mac Jones, at least today at practice, didn't get any reps. He was sitting behind Malik Cunningham and Bailey Zappi. So is it going to be Malik? Is it going to be Bailey? Does it necessarily matter? I'm trying to steer this conversation in one direction because I know where
it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry.
Going,
no.
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
I'm letting y'all know it's coming.
I'm gonna get my thought process out of it first. Let me finish first, and then we're gonna go.
I'm gonna let you finish. No Kanye. You know what I'm saying?
I think that this game kind of also sucks because I'm playing right into your hand, but like,
yep.
It's really hard to trust this Chargers team right now. But man, New England sucks.
No,
that's a bad football team.
Before we get into this rant, we both agree we're taking the Chargers.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're both likely taking the Chargers. Yeah.
I'm taking the Chargers. However,
I am as well.
All I'm saying is, for how highly bestowed Justin Herbert is, when is he going to start taking some flack? Like, that's the thing. For how high, he is very talented. Okay? Very talented quarterback. I agree with that. However, when people were saying he's a top 5 quarterback, whatever, like, I'm like, okay, cool. He should be winning these games. I don't care who's at the fucking head coach. Brandon Staley's at head coach. He looks horrible. He's going to get fired. Cool. But we're not going to sit here and act like Justin Herbert couldn't win some of these games. I think it was last week or the week before. Keenan Allen dropped one. Quinton Johnston, he dropped the key. Those guys, I'll give him grace for that. I'm not totally going to be like, no, it's Justin Herbert's fault. But some of these other games, I'm like, yeah, he could have won this game. If he's as talented as y'all are making it out to seem, he could have won this game. So we need a slower roll on Justin Herbert, because whether we like it or not, Justin Herbert hasn't done shit in this league. He hasn't. He's got really good stats. He's made some unbelievable throws, and you're just like, wow. But then, like, I don't know if we talked about it on here, but I think you sent our group chat a video, and it was like, and it was a video. Oh no, I think it was in Slack, but they were like, Justin Herbert, like, these guys were two talking. It's on a podcast. I don't know what it was, but like, Justin Herbert's good, but he's
not good.
He's not good. You know what I'm saying? That's where Justin Herbert's at. That is the most honest description. And if it doesn't make sense to you, that's what it means to evaluate Justin Herbert. He's good, but he's not good. Like, he's not good enough to win you games, but fuck, you put him at quarterback, he's going to make some fucking throws, and you're like, wow, this guy's fucking good. And then you're like, he must be winning a lot of games for this team. And the Chargers, are a talented team, and they are below the Raiders in the record. There's no
That's
reason why.
crazy.
There's no reason why they shouldn't. We can put a lot of blame on Brandon Staley. When is the blame going to start going on Justin Herbert? As talented as he is, he needs to start taking some blame. That's not him going, oh, it's my fault. I'm saying the media, if you're a fucking, Justin Herbert, guzzler, I don't give a fuck, right? I did that slyly, right? But it's just yeah. But if you're one of those guys, you got to start realizing that Justin Herbert needs to start winning these games. He has to, no matter who it is. If it's a 2-minute offense, he should be winning this 2-minute offense because that's not a Brandon Staley thing. Kellen Moore, actually, also too, he's not very good either. It's coming to show. Cowboys fans were right about him. I'll say that. I'll eat my crow pie. He's not doing very well, so I can admit that.
I have 2 questions. I have a statement and then 2 questions.
All right.
And I don't know if you're going to agree with me on this just because of the range you just gave me, but I think Justin Herbert is undoubtedly a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I cannot put him in top 5, but he's undoubtedly a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
For me, and this might be biased, he's closer to 10 than 5, but I can agree he's top 10.
My 2 questions, and I'll go one at a time because I think last week or the week prior, I asked you 3 questions in a row, and you were slow your roll. Shut your mouth.
You act like I'm not a fucking idiot.
I'm gonna ask you one at a time. First question: do you happen to think that there might be a little extra judgment on Justin Herbert only because he plays in your division? And
Absolutely.
if that's what I think might be the case here. I just wonder if he was the quarterback for the Buccaneers. I don't think
he would.
I don't think he'd be this. That's what I'm.
No, absolutely not. He wouldn't get that much flack from me.
That's what I'm saying. It's if he
because it's not. It doesn't affect me personally.
That's
Chargers,
what I'm thinking here.
The Chargers affect me personally.
Yes, exactly.
So when I see a Chargers being a better talented team all around with a better talented quarterback that's not winning, I'm just like, hey.
Second question. With that being said, how many teams, if you had to pluck Justin Herbert off of the Chargers, and you could put him on any roster in the NFL, any one of the other 31 teams, you don't have to give me a hard number, but if you had to estimate, how many teams would Justin Herbert start for?
Okay. Does this have to do with anything with contracts and that? Because I
don't care about contracts. Oh, you have to move Aaron Rodgers' contract to bring in Justin Herbert. I don't give a shit about that. If you took Justin Herbert and put him on X team, would he be the starter?
That's probably out. Ballpark off the top of the dome. If we're saying he's a top 10 quarterback, 20 is not outlandish.
For me, I think the number is closer to 25.
It might be, but hold on, let me see here. Clear-cut starter.
Undisputed number 1. He's the guy.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
While he does
9,
that, I will say to the viewers watching at home, it is funny that I mentioned that I don't need a finite number. And of course, I know Alex as I do. I knew he was going to pull out his phone and be like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you actually. One, I knew it was coming. I knew it in my head. I was just like, this motherfucker is gonna hear me say I don't need a number. He's go, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna pick a number.
I counted 21 just real quick. So 20. I think 20, 25. There's some that you can argue for 25. So yeah, it's about 20. But
I think
he still has to win.
In another video, in another time, I'd be interested to go over the list with you because that seems a little bit low, but I'm not totally against it either. I'm curious to see what quarterbacks are on the fringe for you, but we can do that another time.
It's just because some of them are rookie quarterbacks that I think are not rookie, but just young quarterback.
Yeah. No, I get it. Next matchup on the docket: Arizona plus 5.5, traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. 2 things to note here: Arizona got steamrolled by the Rams last week. Was not even close, and both of us completely missed on that. I was expecting Arizona to potentially win that game outright, They didn't stand a chance in that game.
Well, Rams like the Seahawks, I can't figure them out. I can't.
I know. That's such a weird team to
It's a weird division.
head on right now. Yeah.
It's a weird division.
Second thing to note, fuck Matt Canada. For the first time in almost 60 goddamn games, the Pittsburgh Steelers put up 400 yards of offense. First game without that piece of shit Canada, and Pittsburgh does it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. Everybody knew it.
They didn't score a lot though.
It doesn't matter. It's the little victories right now. It is the little victories, and I will take the little victory. 16 and a win is how the last 2 years have gone. Basically, I'm accustomed to that, but getting 400 yards may not seem like a big deal because I think every team in the league's done it like 5 or 6 times in the span.
Raiders have not. I can tell you that right now.
In the last 59 games, they've done it at least once.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. They've done it at least once. Pittsburgh has done it at all. That's what I was getting at.
Okay.
So yes, I will accept a 16-point win on the road, but 400 yards of offense is a big deal. Going into this one, I'm taking Pittsburgh again.
The way that the Cardinals fucked me last week, they're on the ban list right now. Calling Steelers. I'm not necessarily sold on the Steelers yet. I got to see another week of it, and I feel like,
fair.
Yeah, I think this is a good week because Cardinals are going to be looking to bounce back. Steelers are going to be looking to keep pushing on momentum, so I'm going to go with the Steelers on that one as well.
And I think I said this maybe 2 weeks ago, but I think I also might have mentioned it last week as well. What turned this season around was starting Broderick Jones. Finally. Mm-hmm. He should have started week 1, and they didn't. That's fine, whatever. They still have a winning record. It's cool. It's gravy. Broderick Jones at right tackle has made a tremendous impact on this offense. Same with Mason Cole. Mason Cole at guard. Those two playing side by side they've done a wonderful job opening up the right side of the line. So shout out to those two because as you've noticed over the past like 3 or 4 weeks, Pittsburgh has done a pretty decent job running the football.
Well,
and they've taken some pressure off of Kenny Pickett.
What I've noticed is when Najee Harris is in the game because that motherfucker is slow. And I know when
he's so slow.
And I know when Jalen Warren's in the game because that motherfucker goes. Like I'm like, oh shit, he's running. Yeah, it's Jalen Warren.
I wrote an article last week at VendettaSportsMedia.com. Be sure to check it out. That like people have to start realizing that Jalen Warren's a better running back.
Yeah.
Eventually. Like people are going to start realizing it. He does everything better than Najee Harris does.
Absolutely.
Everything. I don't think there's a single thing that Harris does that is better than Warren.
And that's what's hurting the running backs argument right now. Is like you don't even have to draft a guy in the first round.
Yep.
You can get a guy in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. Those are usually like your sweet spots for running backs right there. Recycle. You don't even have to pay him. Just draft another one. The
dream scenario, and I don't think it's going to happen. And if it does, I might cry. But the dream scenario is Pittsburgh lets Najee walk in the offseason. Jalen Warren is the RB1, but they draft a guy like Bucky Irving for another potent 1-2 punch. God, could you imagine?
Well, so he's going to go in the first round, or the second round. Running backs, I've gone on running backs lately, and
yeah, I don't even think I'm not 100% sold. There's a running back you can take in the second round this year. Like there's good running backs, but nobody's worth a first. And I'm not 100% sold on there being a second round running back this year.
Well, Bijan was by far the best running back in the class. Should not have been picked first. Like,
I don't 100% agree with that. But again, another conversation for Jahmyr Gibbs definitely shouldn't have been a first round back.
But
I think Bijan.
Value.
I know, and I get it. But Bijan, and I'll say this really quickly. Bijan is a once in a 5 or 10 cycle running back.
Are you sure we haven't seen him?
Well, that's fair. That's fair. If he would have went to a better team, that maybe. But I mean, shit, he's stuck in Atlanta like all the other weapons on that offense.
Not even a better team, just a guy that would use him. Just a team that would use him. You know?
But instead, Atlanta prioritizes Michael Pruitt and fucking Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith picked him
instead
up in
of
fantasy.
Drake London, who is a bum. Instead of Kyle Pitts, instead of Bijan. It makes total sense. I love it. The hottest team in the NFL right now is traveling to Houston. Winners of 5 straight to the Denver Broncos. They're plus in this game. They're dogs traveling to Houston, who was 4 inches away from winning that game against Jacksonville.
And 4 inches is a lot.
This is a cold world because I don't remember the kicker's name, so I apologize. The kicker for Houston, who missed the 58-yarder, got cut this week.
Damn, cold world.
If he would have made that kick, they ain't cutting that dude. Ain't no way. But he missed the 58-yarder. Get him out. It's a cold world out here.
Yeah, and 4 inches is a lot.
No, it's 3.5 times too big. I would almost argue. Like that's
3.5 times too big.
It's a lot. Alex, what are your thoughts about this matchup here with Denver and this defense being completely revitalized, traveling to Houston to play one of the better offenses in the NFL this year?
Picking wise, I'm not betting on this game. There's no way. Like you just don't. We did say it, and I'll say it every week until the Broncos kind of fuck it up. But we recorded a video, AFC West setting predictions. You know, you can check those out and see if I'm lying right here. But we said this is going to be a team that starts very slow, trying to gel. Then they might go on a little bit of a run at the end of the season right here. And I think they started the run. We didn't predict the run this early, but they were beating teams like the Bills. They beat the Chiefs. They look good right now. They look the offense, and they're kind of going under the radar just because it's the Broncos, and this is still the same Broncos team that Miami put 70 on. They're just all together now. So, I'm going to pick the Broncos, and for a couple reasons. One, they're dogs. Two, Houston's a very young team. 3, Houston's not a very big home environment, I don't think. I don't get a very homey environment from them. Broncos are just a better team. They're a hot team. They're a better team. The Texans have shown that they will battle anybody. CJ Stroud will put you in a great position to win. I'm just going to ride with the Broncos here. I wouldn't take money line. I would just take spread. I'm not sure. Like even though that is that plus 152 for money line?
Yes, sir. Plus 152 for Denver money line.
That could be juicy, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with Denver.
A stat I saw today. I'm taking Denver as well for a lot of the reasons that you said. But this stat kind of plays into both of our arguments for why Denver should cover this game. Denver famously allowed 70 points against Miami this season. This same season, over the last 5 weeks, the Denver offense has allowed 80 total points over 5 weeks. That shows. The defense has allowed 80 combined over the last 5 weeks.
Well, damn.
Then that's pretty hard. Decent. Yeah. So
that's 16 points average.
I knew I didn't throw out a guess because I knew you were coming with it. I knew you were. Why? I'm
no
the friend of the math teacher.
I had no calculator, bro.
You got that big old brain.
Yeah.
Kiss your brain.
All right.
We've got a funky matchup here. We've got Detroit minus 4.5 traveling to New Orleans to play the Saints. Derek Carr might be starting this week. It sounds like he's working through concussion protocol. On paper, this should be a no-brainer for Detroit. However, the last 2 weeks specifically, Jared Goff has been playing like Jared Goff. The turnovers have been crazy. They lost on Thanksgiving Day to the Packers, and it wasn't particularly close. They got outclassed on all 3 levels: offense, defense, special teams. This team kind of looks like a mess right now. But I think this is the right game to get a bit of a lick back, to be like, all right, now we were figuring some stuff out. I think we're going to figure it out this week. With that being said, I'm still taking New Orleans to cover. I don't trust Detroit to win this game by 5 or more. And if this one burns me and they go out and blow out New Orleans, that's fine. Good for them. They needed a game like this. But the way Detroit's playing right now, I don't know that I can trust this team. One thing to take into consideration, though, is Chris Olave last week went out with a concussion. So his health status going into Sunday will be something to watch as well. But I think in a very expensive game for me at least, I'm taking New Orleans with the points as a home dog.
I'm going Lions. I don't trust the Saints team at all. They can't score. They can't. I think they have one game where they scored a lot of points, or maybe 2 games out of what week are we in? 13, 14?
13.
Like, I'm not. I don't know. I think you're right. The Lions need a get back game. I think this is it. And I think they can win at least by a touchdown. So I'm gonna go with the Lions on that one.
Indianapolis are road favorites just by 1.5, traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans. Indianapolis and Tennessee both winners last week. Tennessee won against Carolina. Indianapolis won against the Bucks. We both picked the Bucks. We both picked Tennessee though as well. So we split that 1-1. Jonathan Taylor is out, potentially going on IR. He's going to try. The team's going to try to keep him off IR with thumb surgery. But have no fear, Zach Moss is here. In JT's absence at the start of the year, Zach Moss was playing incredible football. I think that. What are you doing?
I have him on my fantasy team.
I know you do. Zach Moss should be able to pick up where JT left off. JT had been playing really good football, and I think Zach Moss could fill that role. On the other side of the ball, from the running back perspective, at least, Derrick Henry had 2 touchdowns last week. Finally, that should rejuvenate him a little bit, get the blood flowing, the juices going a little bit. This is essentially a pick'em game, and you know what I say. I've said this for years.
I was going to say that. I was going to say what you were going to say.
I've been saying this for years now, and when you've got a game and you don't know who to pick, you just pick the better team. And I think for my money right now, I think Indianapolis is the better team.
Yeah. I was going to say the thing. I was going to say a wise man once told me that when you're not sure who to pick the better team, and I was gonna pick the Colts. I was dead ass gonna say that. That's why I was like,
I believe you.
I know. It's the big foreheads, man. You know what I'm saying?
But we got that ESPN. It's like radar. It's like we got sonar detection up here.
Scanning for big heads.
Although I got the new setup, so I got the mic here. Hopefully the sound quality is pretty good for you guys watching on YouTube. And I got a ring light up there. I love the ring light because I feel like you can actually see me now. But shit, my forehead be so goddamn big and oily. Shit, I look like I belong in the oil fields. Like you could be fracking off my forehead. This is ridiculous.
What do you do? Do you buff it? Good God, no.
I get tips from Trey on how he buffs his head.
That's fucking crazy.
Trey caught a stray there. I didn't mean that. I sort of did. But still.
For no reason.
Atlanta and the world famous decoys -3 traveling to the Jets. +3. The Jets offense is shit right now. Tim Boyle starting at quarterback. I don't care if this was like +6. I just don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm taking Atlanta. How can you trust this offense in New York right now? You just can't.
Bro, and you know what? The Falcons are really gonna have the Jets guessing with their decoys. And you know, they're really gonna open up things with their decoys. So I'm gonna also go Falcons here. The Jets offense and the Falcons defense really isn't that bad. So I think they're going to actually cause more trouble for their offense than, they need. So
this could be a high scoring affair. Could be. This is a game I'd potentially consider taking the over on, but it's kind of a weird game as well. We've got Miami almost 10-point favorites traveling up to Washington to play the Commanders, 9.5-point home dogs. That's a big line for home dogs, and you know me. I love home dogs.
I think there's some Sam Howell little sprinkle in there for you too. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe a little. You
like the flavors. So
I like the flavors are melting on my tongue.
That's a little weird. I ain't gonna lie.
But yes, I think part of this is Sam Howell because like Trey wrote an article today on VendettaSportsMedia.com that like nobody seems to care that Eric Bieniemy's killing Sam Howell. Like Sam Howell's on pace to be like one of the most sacked quarterbacks in NFL history. Like he could break that record this year.
It's good for him. Builds character. It builds
It's
character.
calluses. It's
Yes,
calluses.
I'm saying, bro.
But at the same time, I didn't write an article for him, so I don't have any proof of it. But like at the end of last year, I was saying that Sam Howell was the guy. Like I've believed in Sam Howell for a little bit now, and it seems like everyone's finally starting to pay attention a little bit. Like Sam Howell is the truth. You just got to give him an offensive line. With that being said, Miami's defense took a big blow last week. Edge rusher Jalen Phillips popped his Achilles on live TV. Everybody saw it. We saw the jiggle wiggle. It folds. That's no good. Prayers up to him. Hope for a speedy recovery.
You brought some jokes today.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You brought the set today. Like you had a set for your jokes.
It's all up here. It's all up here. Look, it's because I got all this room, bro. I got room for jokes and useless shit up here.
Yeah, same.
Washington tends to play pretty well against big time teams.
I'm picking Miami.
But I was about to say Miami's defense is kind of starting to put it together a little bit, which is it feels like it's going under the radar just a smidge.
They're figuring out Fangio's defense, man. They're figuring it out, I think.
This is another game that feels expensive to me, and I wouldn't be shocked if Washington covered this game. I would never pick them to win. I mean, plus 360 is kind of juicy to sprinkle like $5 on, but I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. But I wouldn't be shocked if Sunday afternoon we see Commanders lose by like 4. We've got Carolina plus 5.5 traveling to Tampa to play the Bucks. Carolina made some massive changes this week. Frank Reich, gone. He's at.
Yeah.
You know it's never a good situation when the interim coach comes in and the first thing he does is starts firing coordinators and staff members. That's how you know shit was bad in Carolina. And poor Bryce Young's just got to sit here and deal with it. But at the same time,
fuck you.
Essentially,
you're cool. Fuck you.
But at the same time, like this team stinks, and
they stink.
A lot of the blame should be put on David Tepper. Yeah. That dude stinks. He's botched all of the roster moves. It seems like he's made since becoming the owner. He fumbled the bag on CMC. The Rams was offering 2 first-round picks plus more for Brian Burns, and he said, "Nah, who needs him?" After trading up to go get Bryce Young, you need picks. Nah, we don't need picks. We'll keep Brian Burns. And then, as it turns out, hindsight being 2020, being hindsight Henry's here, Frank Reich was the wrong move. Most of this coaching staff, the wrong move. So, like, it's not a very good tenure in Carolina right now for Tepper. We've talked about it on this show before. When head coaches get fired, offensive coordinators get fired, things could kind of open up a little bit. We've seen that with Vegas. We've seen that with Buffalo. Do you think we could see the same thing in Carolina with how kind of limited this offense is? Do you think that we're going to see more freedom for Bryce Young in the offense?
Yeah, we're going to see more freedom. I'm actually going to pick the Panthers on this one, but I would never bet on this game because this is if Frank Reich was still there, it's Tampa all the way. But with this, people are just going to just throw out some goofy ass shit out there, and I think Carolina's I think they're somehow going to cover. I think they might lose this game by like 4. That wouldn't surprise me.
I can't. This is just not a team that I can pick right now.
I get it. I absolutely get that.
I'm taking Tampa, and I don't think it's going to be close.
It might not be.
I could see Tampa winning this game by 10 or more. I would consider teasing this up and getting some points off of it.
It might be.
Arguably the matchup of the week. I don't see how it's not. San Francisco minus 2.5 traveling up to Philadelphia to play the Eagles plus 2.5. This is probably your NFC Championship preview. Alex, I'm gonna let you go first because I'm still kind of torn on this one myself. I want to kind of hear your thoughts first before I make a pick here.
Yeah. This is a game that you don't pick and you just enjoy. And if I was a bet man, I would go with Philly.
I think the
Yep.
thing that's getting me is this team was in the Super Bowl last year, and they're home dogs. And
Yeah.
Philadelphia is not an easy place to play. It's a difficult place to play.
Oh yeah, and those guys are assholes.
And Philadelphia is getting points at home. I just don't. It's almost too. I feel like this is one of those lines that like feels like I'm not going to give it the free money title because like this is a game where you cannot give out a free money title. This is such a big game, but like Philadelphia being plus money or plus points rather almost feels like you have to pick them.
Yeah. I'm not even really looking that far into it. I just both of the teams are good. Jalen Hurts is better than Brock Purdy.
Well,
that's how I
I feel like that goes without saying.
But I don't know. I'm just gonna go Eagles. But more often than not, I'm just gonna enjoy that game. That's what it is.
That is going to be appointment viewing for sure.
Yeah.
We've got Cleveland plus 3.5, who looks like they're starting Joe Flacco this week.
No shot.
DTR, it sounds like he is still in concussion protocol. If he's not cleared and ready to go, they're going to be starting Joe Flacco against the Rams. You alluded to it earlier in the video that the Rams are one of those teams that you just like can't figure out. You can't put your finger on the pulse of that team. I kind of want to take the Rams. There's no home field advantage here because like
I'm taking the Rams, but I don't like it.
Playing in LA is not conducive for anybody. It's like playing in Vegas. No disrespect to your team, obviously, but like they're never gonna have a home field advantage. Never.
No.
But like, Davis knew that. He had to have known that. He
complains about it, but he has to as an owner.
Yeah.
It would look really bad. He's like, I don't care as long as seats getting filled.
Yeah.
Like he wants more Raider fans in the seats, but he's not going to complain if every seat's filled, even if half of them is the other team. And which they've already paid back on their fucking stadium, I think, just because everyone's going to go to Vegas.
Right. Fuck. I think in a couple
a ticket. Shit. Everyone better be in that fucking stadium. Goddamn.
I think in a couple years, if Vegas starts to correct the drafting woes that they've had recently, it's a tall task.
Huge if.
It's a tall task. If they start drafting well, bringing in some nice guys in free agency, this team could become good again. I think that's when you could see Vegas start to fill up and be like mostly Vegas fans. But like right now, with the team being,
it's not the black hole as it used to be.
Correct.
Now the difference is when the Raiders were in Oakland, didn't matter. The Raiders fans were going to show up, and there was going to be a black hole regardless.
Well,
but no one wants to go to Oakland.
I was just about to say, no disrespect to the folks at Oakland, but like, who the hell wants to get on a plane and go to Oakland?
Yeah, and they wouldn't have moved if that stadium was okay. That stadium is horrible.
That stadium was shit.
It's true. Horrible. So, there you go. That's why the A's are leaving and going to Vegas too. And color me, I guess, an A's fan.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
To say the least.
The A's. Well, the good thing is hopefully they get more money on their payroll.
They won't. They won't. That team.
I'm not
that
even
team,
a baseball guy.
Until the ownership sells the team, that team is forever going to be terrible. Like it doesn't matter. It just doesn't.
I could be Billy Bean. I could do it.
You probably could.
I could go in there and be like, I want that guy. And
sir, that guy is 33 and he has a bum knee. I don't give a shit. He gets on base.
He gets on base.
Type shit. It's
gotta get
that kind
on
of shit.
Base.
The Sunday night matchup, we've got Kansas City -6 traveling up to Green Bay at Lambeau Field. Green Bay +6 coming off of a big win on the road in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. Does that kind of play into anything?
We should have seen it. It was in the stars to pick Green Bay.
It literally was. The fucking moon. The Nimbus, Gimbus, whatever the fuck.
I had no idea what you guys were talking about, but you sounded like it made sense. So I said, yeah, I see what they're saying. I had no idea what you were trying to tell me. are
It's
telling us.
the Regis Philbin moon or whatever that happens every like 6 years on Thanksgiving in Detroit. They always lose. And there was the thing in the sky or whatever, and they lost.
I'll believe you. I wouldn't look too far into it. I'm gonna go Chiefs. The Chiefs haven't been playing the best ball right now, even against the Raiders. That first half against the Raiders was bleak. They played better in the second half, but really, this doesn't even come down to the Chiefs. It comes down to, do you trust the Packers to cover? And I don't.
I think I do. I think I do. And I think it's because, much to the chagrin of Packers fans, sorry, DJ, the defense hasn't played awful. They've had bad stretches, don't get me wrong. They've let up the big plays and whatever, but
Joe Barry.
yeah, I know, but I mean, shit. Rashawn Gary's a man. He's a fucking man. I think he's questionable, but he's probably going to play on Sunday night against the Chiefs. It's Lambeau. It's going to be cold. Mahomes plays well in the cold. Okay. I'm scratching off Green Bay, and I'm writing down Kansas City. I'm letting it be known on video, and I'm physically doing it right now.
The reason why Garrett's doing this is because a few weeks ago, I accused him of cheating because he's like, yeah, I picked these guys. And I said, no, you didn't. You picked this team. And he's like, no. I scratched it out. And I was like, no, you didn't. Where's the video? And I was too lazy to go look at the video. Sometimes I just want to rile him up. So
that is true. Sometimes
so I just kind of like, all right, I let it go. But, you know.
Do you want to pick Green Bay?
See?
No, I'm not doing it because it's gonna cause a whole controversy. I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna put it in the group chat that you picked Kansas City.
That's fine. Have the record. Monday night should have been a primetime, big time game. Unfortunately, Joe Burrow was out for the year with the wrist injury. Cincinnati's plus 8.5, starting Jake Browning at quarterback against the resurgent, if you will, offense of the Jacksonville Jaguars. You want to know what pisses me off?
You shouldn't have said it. Now they're gonna play bad.
You know what pisses me off? In my work offensive league, because I have a work offensive and a defensive league for whatever. Don't do a defensive league. It's trash. Don't do it. They also refuse to play best ball, which is a bunch of shit. You cowards. Play best ball. Oh, but it's fun seeing all my points on the bench. I was at like 81% of my total value this week because I had like 90 points on my bench. How is that fun?
So what's wrong with the defensive league?
I don't want to say like it's hard, but like you have no clue what you're doing.
You lost. You just suck.
No, I'm 6-6. I think I'm like 4th at 6-6. Bro, my entire bench is on IR. I'm not. I have Nwosu from Seattle. I had Matthew Judon from New England. I have Nakobe Dean from Philadelphia. I had Jalen Phillips from Miami. All 4 on IR.
That's tough.
It's tough. It happens.
It happens.
I'm taking Jacksonville for the record.
I feel like Jake Browning should play for the Browns.
Oh, wordplay there.
I feel like they messed up there. I feel like they could have done that better.
They might have.
We differed on a lot this week, didn't we?
We have 9 games in agreement, but yeah, we got some room to move up and down the leaderboard here.
When the Raiders are on bye week, I feel empty. But sometimes feeling empty is better than feeling sad sometimes. Sometimes
what if somebody always feels sad and empty?
Well, you can't feel both. Well, I can't say that, but I'm talking about the Raiders.
Ah, okay.
But I feel like being empty is okay because sometimes I feel like the Raiders would have lost against the bye week if they were playing them. So sometimes it's okay just to, take a week of being empty. The Raiders are.
Who do the Raiders play next week?
Yes.
Nice.
Not there.
Well, we're gonna focus on this week. Go over the picks. Right out of the gate, differential here. Alex taking Seattle. I'm taking Dallas. We're both taking the Chargers. Alex hates it. I just know he does. We're both taking Pittsburgh -5.5. Denver +3.5. I'm also announcing that I'm changing my pick for this one as well.
Oh my god.
I am. I saw it and I'm like, why did I do that? That's a stupid pick.
I was wondering.
We're
I was
both
gonna
taking.
let you do it though.
We're both taking Detroit. I have it written down as well.
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis -1.5. We both got Atlanta -3. I don't know why I didn't click this one because we both have Miami. Alex has Carolina. I've got Tampa. We're both taking Philly. We're both taking the Rams. We're both taking Kansas City. We're both taking Jacksonville. So that's 11 games that we've agreed on.
You were cheating.
It's true. I was cheating.
You're trying to throw some illusions at me.
What the hell are you trying to tell me right now?
Yep. You were trying to throw some illusions. I was trying to say illusions, and I said illusions.
Yeah, it sounded like I was giving people lotion, and that don't make no sense.
And erosion.
We got some ashy elbows out here.
Erosion, I don't even know what erosion is actually.
If you're watching this, drink some water and put some lotion on. You look crusty.
That's crazy.
We have a little extra bonus content for you. A little extra bonus content on this episode of Hard Blocks. It's conference championship week. We're just gonna go over some of the big time games. We're gonna talk about them a little bit. I know we kind of slacked off at the end of the year with college football. The Alex's schedule, my schedule just didn't always totally line up. We're going to do better next year, we promise. We're also keep an eye on the Vendetta Sports Media YouTube channel because little spoiler here. When the bowl games are announced, Alex and I will be doing a recording going over every single one of the bowl games. Fuck it. We're going to pick Knife and Fork State University against Alabama A&M Tech. We're going to pick it.
Wow. Yeah, 41 games, all of them. We're going to
pick every single
nuts
one.
On the table.
We're just going to go ahead and pick every single game on the slate. I want to say there's 10 games on the slate for college football. We're probably only going to go in depth on 2 or 3 of them. We're going to start off New Mexico State at Liberty. Liberty's ranked. Liberty's -10.5. This seems like a no-brainer.
I'm picking New Mexico State.
Okay. It's not a no-brainer.
You know why? Because I know the fucking running back from New Mexico State, and he scored I think once or twice against Auburn. So I'm picking New Mexico State.
I respect it.
We're riding hard with it.
Boink. All right, we've got the Pac-12. We've got the Pac-12 title game. This might decide who makes the college football playoff. This is a matchup of a previous game this played this year, where Oregon traveled up to Washington. Washington won on a last-second field goal. However, Oregon's -9.5.
That's
neutral site in Vegas. This game's being played in Vegas.
Never mind.
I only know that because I think they just started doing that a couple years ago. And earlier in the year, I thought about having my birthday little doodad a week early and going to Vegas and getting tickets to the Pac-12 title game. Because I thought USC was going to get in it, and I'm really glad I didn't fucking do that shit now.
This would have been a good game to go to, though.
Yeah, it would have been a really fun game to go to. That's entirely fair. 9.5 seems massive.
It does.
But he's still taking Oregon.
We're going Oregon. I think if they were actually playing at Washington, I would probably take Washington, though.
I had a fortune cookie one time. And I'm not really big into Chinese food. I had a fortune cookie one time. I love fortune cookies.
Did you go to Kung Fu?
I went to Bung Bu, and I popped open the wrapper. I cracked the fortune cookie. You want to know what it said, Alex?
What does it say?
It said, "When in doubt, pick the better team." And you know what? Confucius said that. Apparently, it said Confucius at the bottom.
Confucius said that.
So. Who am I to argue with Confucius? So
hey, you got some good jokes tonight. I can appreciate it. You brought some good jokes today.
9.5 may be a lot, but shit, that's I mean,
Life is massive.
it's a big spread, but I think Oregon's better on offense and on defense right now. Honestly, the Oregon defense is really good. Dan Lanning's done an incredible job with that defense. The Oregon running backs are really talented. You got Bo Nix trying to make this last push for the Heisman to get to New York. I just it if agreed. If it was in Washington, the spread would be a little different, obviously, but I would consider taking Washington. But neutral site, I think Oregon should win this game.
What are we doing? Go back up.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're going back up.
Michael Penis is playing. That's all I needed to say.
That is true.
I just felt like I needed to say Michael Penis.
All right. Probably the last game of Michael Penis's career, where he'll probably be declaring for the draft.
Before he's a Raider.
Maybe.
Who knows?
And you don't want to. I'll tell you this right now. November 29th, 11:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If Michael Penis gets drafted to the Raiders, I will custom make you a Michael Penis jersey, and I'll say penis on the back.
You have to.
One on it. I have to.
You have to.
I'll do that for you if they draft him. I'll do that for you. I got you. We've got the Big 12 title game. Number 19 Oklahoma State is playing the 7th ranked Longhorns. This game is in Dallas. Alex's cousin DJ is a freshman at Oklahoma State. He secured tickets to go to this game, so he'll be in attendance.
He's a wild one. He's over here. He cracks you because he's like give what's his name, Ollie Gordon the Heisman.
Yeah, he wants Ollie Gordon to. He wants the Heisman,
and he's like, Oklahoma State's not covering. They're winning, and I'm just like,
I mean, plus 500 is like that's like kind of tempting. I put in our group chat the other day that when we were talking about this, I would consider taking Oklahoma State first half money line. Apparently, I was unfamiliar with Oklahoma State's game, so I apologize. Apparently, they're really slow starters.
I thought you were gonna say, unfortunately, I did not realize this. I'm a bitch.
Unfortunately, with that information, I just don't give a shit. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, like
I'm hammering Oklahoma State. I'm hammering them.
14.5 is a lot.
That's a lot of points in a neutral site game with how good Oklahoma State is on the ground.
I'll ride with Oklahoma State. They're not winning this game though.
I feel like you have to. You have to do Oklahoma State.
I'm right. I mean, if Oklahoma State somehow won this game, say goodbye to your goalposts. They're gone.
That's
crazy. They're gone.
Miami of Ohio plus 7.5 playing Toledo, which I believe is the Conference US. Do the Conference USA have a championship game?
I don't know. I thought UTSA would be in it. I don't know.
I thought Toledo was a Conference USA team. Maybe that's basketball.
I that might be true. I'll look.
I mean, it doesn't totally matter. I'm taking Tulane. Better team.
That's
favored by
Toledo.
touchdown. Who did I say?
You said Tulane.
Oh, I said Tulane because I saw them down here, and I mixed the two. Toledo. I'll take Toledo.
They play in the Toledo area. They play in the Toledo Area Athletic Conference, the TAAC. That's a high school.
I was gonna say that's not a real thing.
They play in the Mid-American Conference.
The MAC. Some MAC-tion here. We got some MAC-tion. That's on me. I feel like when this recording comes out, I feel like Matt Hannafin's gonna have something to say about that. He's a MAC-tion guy.
No, he's a
Nevada guy, but he follows some action sometimes. Well, at least college basketball, at least.
What conference does Nevada play in? This time, now I'm trying to throw
Mountain West.
Yeah, he's a Mountain West guy. He's a Mountain West guy.
That's fair. Everybody loves some action, though.
I'm taking Toledo.
Speaking of which, Boise State minus 2.5 playing UNLV. Fuck it, we'll take UNLV.
I'm taking Las Vegas.
Yeah, why not?
Las Vegas.
Toledo, UNLV
is this
plus 2.5.
This is backwards. So,
what the hell are you trying to do?
Make Las Vegas.
There you go. Yeah, boy. First try. SEC championship game. Alabama needs some help here to get into the college football national champion or the college football playoff rather. They're plus 6.5 playing the Bulldogs, who
The dogs.
at the
The
start of the year.
dogs.
At the start of the year, I released an article about who are contenders and pretenders for the national championship. I think I had Georgia as pretenders. That's on me. I thought the schedule was going to be too easy and they were going to lax too much. And when they got to these big time games, they were gonna fumble a little bit. That doesn't seem to be the case. Georgia is curb stomping teams this year. I saw a video. I gotta say this really quick. I gotta say this. After the win against Auburn, there's a video floating around the interwebs. Jalen Milroe.
Interwebs. That's the whitest thing you've ever said. Interwebs.
Jalen Milroe was like all hype, obviously, because they won the game, and he had the audacity to say, "Give me the Heisman." Brother, you're not even going to be in New York. You're going to be watching at home, my friend. You are not even in New York for the Heisman ceremony. I don't even think you're even in conversation for an invite.
Listen. We can judge all we want. I understand. Let me win a game. I'm gonna talk some shit. Like, give me
I get it. But like, let's have a little self-awareness, huh?
Hell no. Balls to the wall, not at all.
Oh no,
man. Like Austin Reeves saying, "I'm him," even though he's not him. I'd do that shit too. I'm like,
just because of Jalen Milroe saying that last week, I'm taking Georgia.
I'm taking Alabama. Just because Alabama's going to be desperate to win this game. They're going to pull out all the stops.
UA plus. Oh, shit. I had that backwards. UGA.
You put UA. You put WAG.
I did. I did Agoo.
Agoo.
Minus 6.5.
WAG. Agoo.
SMU and Tulane. Tulane's 3.5-point favorites. Give me Tulane.
I'll take Tulane. Has such a weird color thing, like light blue and green. I'm just like, why is that? Why was that the move? Green waves like a cool concept, but still,
cool. It is true. It is true.
I'll go Tulane, I guess.
App State and Troy. Troy 5.5-point favorites. I'll take. Who are you taking?
App State.
I think I'm also taking App State. That's what I was thinking.
Appalachian
State.
Sure.
Plus 5 points. I'm just kind of trying to fly through these games so we can get to the big time ones.
Yeah.
So I mean, no disrespect, obviously, to these teams and their staff and players.
No disrespect to Troy, but
that's crazy. ACC championship here. Louisville, 15th ranked team in the country, plus 2.5, playing the Seminoles, who, if the season ended right now, would be in the college football playoff. They're 2.5-point favorites. Jordan Travis is done for the year with a brutal leg injury. Prayers up to him. Hope he gets better. Can't believe you just thumbs down me telling a player that he got hurt and prayers up. That's crazy. Clip that as well. Nope, clip it as well. Alex doesn't appreciate women, and he said, "Fuck Jordan Travis and his injury." Unbelievable.
That's
unbelievable.
Crazy. I was saying to the injury, but to prayers,
All right. I got you. The reason Alex is giving the thumbs down is I'll shed some light on our gambling degenerates group chat, where it is essentially just talking football constantly every single day, and it's the best thing ever.
Some basketball too.
So it's mostly sports. It's all sports. There we go. It's all sports. We were going over some scenarios about teams, how they get into the playoff. I sent the updated rankings on Monday, and Alex doesn't 100% believe that Florida State is a playoff team.
No,
that they're undeserving. Jordan Travis is hurt. They don't deserve the spot. Pardon me. X, Y, and Z. I think
they are 13-0 though. I think that is why they're in.
I think if Florida State wins this game, doesn't matter if it's by 1. You can't kick them out. It's win. I think it's winning you're in. I think
for them.
For FSU, yes.
I think after much deliberation, which was like maybe 15 minutes of deliberation.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. Let me see. I'm doing it
I mean,
like
I could have thought about this like 9 times already.
like a mom, like a white mom. Where they go like this. I think I got it down. If I get some nails, I got this down. Hold on. Where the fuck is it at though?
Oh God.
We talked about it. We talked about it today, right? I can't
No.
find it.
I think it was yesterday. Oh.
It was yesterday. It was last night. Okay. So this is what we got. I did it in descending order. I'll do it in ascending order. FSU is win if they win, they're in. Okay. No matter who's that quarterback. I'm not going to appreciate that. And FSU is going to get steamrolled by whoever is number one, probably Georgia, if they win. However, I don't think. Okay. Oregon. Oregon is if their win, if FSU loses and they win. I feel like that's fair. If they're Texas is going to be in if Oregon and FSU loses, but they win. Okay. You gotta like this. I
also think an add-on to that is if Alabama beats Georgia, because then Texas can say, well, we went into Alabama and won, and they just beat the number 1 team in the country. So
you think Alabama has to win? Because Alabama's lower than Texas, though.
I don't think I think what matters is that they went into Alabama and won. If it was like neutral site or they won in Texas, it may not mean as much, but the fact that they went into Bryant-Denny and won the game, I think kind of plays a factor into it.
I'm a bitch.
No, I was just getting all right. Anyway,
Bama's in if Texas, Oregon, and FSU loses and they win. And then Ohio State on the outside looking in on the way. And the real reason why they're on the outside looking in is they don't play this week. So for them to go up, everyone has to go down. Like
essentially everybody's got to lose.
So that's why, Ohio State losing to Michigan last week was a big thing. If Michigan lost, I still think they kind of get in the playoffs, but that's it. That didn't happen exactly. So Ohio State is in. If Texas, Oregon, FSU, and Bama lose, all those guys have to lose, and they get in.
It's a tall task.
It could happen.
A part of those is this game. However, Louisville is plus 2.5. I think that FSU is just the better team. They are
Louisville, because I have to prove a point.
I know.
And I'm a big, live and die on my hill kind of guy. I'm gonna die on this hill.
So, I had a feeling you were gonna take Louisville. We're gonna do Army, Navy, and then we're gonna jump to Michigan, Iowa, because I have some thoughts.
Oh, of course.
What is that supposed to mean?
You always got thoughts.
It's because I got this big ass head. It's always filled with thoughts.
You're smart.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're not. You're not dumb. Wait.
Well, okay, let's put it like this. You're said
you're not stupid.
You said it earlier about Justin Herbert. He's good, but he's not good. I'm smart, but I'm stupid.
Well, no, you guys say I'm smart, but I'm not smart.
Exhibit A.
You got my favorite phrase is I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid. That's what that is literally how I describe myself. I would say you're in the same boat. We're in the same tier.
That's fair, I guess.
All right.
Navy's plus 2.5. Games played every single year. It's always kind of a fun watch. This is a game I wouldn't really bet. I would take the under at 29.5. These teams can't really put up points. I'm gonna take Army. I wanted to do this one first before we get into it because I knew you were gonna have some jokes about this. So
Army's the dumb fucks, and then you got Navy, and they can't keep their hands off each other. That's why they like football so much. I actually had worse jokes in mind, but ever since people say Chickser's gonna get canceled, I'm like, all right, maybe I should pull them back a little bit.
Reel it back in a little.
Just a little bit. Not that they could cancel me. I would like to see them try.
Never.
I would put my balls out again and be like, I'm here.
Well, again?
Not what?
Where was I?
Wait a minute. What are we
Unbelievable.
talking about? No,
I
I'm just
I
saying.
have seen his bare ass though. I will say that.
That's crazy. Why would you air that out? Why would you air that out?
Like you were airing out them cheeks.
Oh
Wait a
no.
second.
Anyway,
Pause.
anyway, if they did try to cancel me, I'll just next day be like, I'm still here. Like, no, because I'm not a bad person. I'm not. Like, you're not gonna act like if I make jokes, I make jokes. It is what it is. If you don't like my jokes, fuck you.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, basically. We're gonna go with the semen.
That's absurd.
We're gonna go with the semen.
I sort of respect it, I think.
Semen over the dumb fucks.
That is crazy.
No one's gonna get mad about dumb fucks, but as soon as I say something about like Navy being gay, that's when the cancel. If I say Army's dumb fucks, they're gonna be like, Army's like, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
I thought about this long and hard. I did.
What's that supposed to
And
mean?
I wanted to end the video with a bit of a bit of a bang.
Bang.
This is the Big Ten championship we're talking about here. Michigan is minus 22.5 against Iowa. The over-under is 34.5. Michigan money line is minus 4,000, which is one of the bigger ones you're going to see all year long.
Holy shit. Wow.
I think I'm taking Iowa money line. I think I might take Iowa to win the game. I might.
Wow.
I just think that I have concerns that Michigan is on this massive high right now. I'm taking Iowa on spread, by the way. For the official record. For the official record, I'm taking Iowa on spread.
See, I thought I was going to be crazy for even suggesting that I might take Iowa on spread, but you just put your nuts on the table and said, yeah, Iowa.
I think I have.
What the fuck?
It's the thing.
Mind.
It's the thing. It does the thing every single week. It's almost as bad as the goddamn what does the spread mean, whatever, when we used to do the college football videos, my arch nemesis. No, I have concerns about Michigan's offense. Michigan has a really good defense. That's why I would probably take the under. And I think that Iowa's got a really good defense. We know that. That's why I think they can keep this within 22.5 points. But at the same time, I kind of spoke about it a little bit. Like, Michigan just came off another massive win, third time in a row beating Ohio State. There's not a sliver of concern that they may come out flat-footed because they're going to overestimate Iowa and they're already looking towards the playoff. Plus 1,400 odds is incredibly juicy. $10 wins $140. I'm going to put $5 on it. Why not? Quick 70 bones. Why not? Plus, I think that it'd be electric for Selection Sunday for the playoff. It would throw a wrench in fucking everything.
You have to.
It would throw a wrench in everything. Michigan be out of the playoff for sure.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Michigan would be out of the playoff, and I don't think there's any way Ohio State would make it. Even with the scenario you said, I don't think Ohio State would make it. Because the committee's going to go.
At 4.
Could you fucking imagine? They jump all of these teams to get in would be absurd. Do I 100% believe the bet? Yeah, sure, why not? I'll kind of talk myself into it a little bit. I'm taking Iowa on spread, though, for the picks. But I will be putting $5 on Iowa money line just for the shit of it, because I think there's a small chance it could happen.
This is I'm taking Iowa spread. No, is Iowa going to score? Probably not. Iowa's defense has always been pretty good. My concern, and I was actually going to write a little something about this, but I'm not because I was asking you today, or it was yesterday, or one of these days. I was like, I don't know how to feel about JJ McCarthy, and this is the reason why. He hasn't had to play all that hard. Like there's been games. I think there was a 2-game stretch where he threw in both of those games combined
Like
208 yards.
and I think he had a game this year where he had like 14 attempts.
And it's just like, okay,
And
so
and off of your point, when he's had to play like big time opponents, he hasn't played very well.
so I'm saying like, yeah, Michigan's a better team, but this spread is incredibly high. I don't even know if Michigan scores 23 points in this game. Like this could be a 23-3 game, and Iowa covers. So I think the covers there. I don't know. I'm taking Iowa, but I feel like a crazy person because I've had these doubts about Michigan all year long, and I don't think Iowa's going to prove it right, but I think it will come into fruition and for the playoffs. Yep, I said I'm leaving it. Fruition.
Who am I to correct you?
Thank you.
I got you back.
How do people correct Chickster these days? You know what I'm saying? Just
let
me be me.
Before we get out of here, I want to put this on record. I want to have video proof of it. I want to shout out Alex. I want to give him some props and some love.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know how
it's about time.
I don't know how it popped up, but on my YouTube channel, on my YouTube page rather, the That's Some Cheese episode with Alex and Trey from 3 years ago popped up on my main feed. I was like, sure, I'll give it a watch. Just go over the draft class. It was the Henry Ruggs draft class. We all know how well that turned out. But I watched the first 10 minutes of it. And you are always like outgoing and flamboyant and you say what's on your mind, right?
Absolutely.
But I don't 100% think you were like totally comfortable in front of a camera because like you never looked at the screen. Never. You never looked at the screen. You were always like this. You were talking like this, and then when Trey was talking, you would look up, right? But when it was your time to say some piece, you were like down here and you were like looking off or whatever, and like watching some of our videos back now, you're like super engaged. You're cutting jokes still. You're being like fuck you, moms, whatever. Like, but like you're like super like this. You're like super engaged, pointing at the camera, like being interactive with the camera. And I think that shows big growth. So I wanted to give you a shout out for like getting more comfortable in front of the camera because at least for me, I didn't seem like you were totally comfortable at first.
So when it was part of that, I wasn't, but also I realized this too, and this is like real life situations. Like when I'm talking and I'm thinking, I like to look away because when I'm looking at someone, I'm looking at like what your facial is doing, and then I start focusing on that and not what I'm thinking about. So I used to do that all the time where I would just look down and then that's what, okay, now let me, but, and sometimes I still do it, but now I'm just like, now I just have to, I say what I say and I say what I mean, and I ain't gonna lie, like Trey's he's kind of boosted my ego for better or for worse. And now I'm just fucking,
now you're insufferable.
I'm unbearable. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. I'm insufferable. I'm unbearable for better or for worse. But he says there's only one Chickster in this world.
It is true. And you want to know something? Vendetta is so much better with Chickster in it. So shout out to Chickster.
Y'all gonna make me cry.
We're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching the video. Little double bonus video with week 13 of the NFL. We were going over the conference championship games. Keep an eye out on the Vendetta Sports Media YouTube channel for future uploads, so you don't miss any more uploads. Be sure to ring the bell. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up, share it with a friend because it helps the algorithm. Haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. We're gonna see you next time.